welcome back to the channel and welcome to some Bourbon Bourbon. Yeah, I'm not really sure why either, but I've got advertised it on Facebook and I'm easily swayed. This is Bourbon Whiskey with an E when it's Bourbon, I think. Made with Bourbon Biscuits. I'm a sucker for anything with alcohol and biscuits, so this was an obvious winner. Mrs. Crummybeard, aka Dictionary Corner, is in the house today. Hand on screen now, because she's kind of into, well, biscuits and whiskey, so she wants to get in on this one. So yeah, this is Bourbon Bourbon flavoured with Bourbon Biscuits. Sure, that's just Bourbon flavoured Bourbon. Anyway, fine Kentucky Bourbon blended with dark chocolate, natural vanilla and infused with real life, no fooling Bourbon biscuits. The most worrying statement on this bottle is product of UK. Now, the UK is not renowned for its bourbon, so I'm a bit worried about that. It's a 70 centilitre bottle, is, you know, normal. It's 40.4% alcohol, which is interesting. And yeah, it says the same thing on the sides, just bourbon flavoured with Bourbon Biscuits. It says absolutely superb in an old fashioned. We recommend a mixture of Angostura and Peychaud bitters. Peychaud bitters? Not even sure what they are. I know what Angostura bitters are though. But also at home in a Manhattan. Serve with a decent chunk of high quality dark chocolate on the side, like the legend you are. Well, we're not going to serve it with a chunk of dark chocolate on the side, but we've got some real biscuits. Some real Bourbon biscuits to see, well, are they at all similar? These are from the one and only Aldi. Bourbon Biscuits from Aldi, actually top tier biscuits, let's be honest. So they might look cheap, but these are probably about the best you're going to get, and at a reasonable price, which is nice. So yeah, we've got a bit of ice in these glasses just to kind of help the flavours open up a bit. I know it's all personal preference, some of you will hate that, but that's why we're doing it. So let's crack this open first, have a try of this, and then break the biscuits out to sample later. Dictionary Corner, what are your thoughts before we get into this?
I think I'm going to like it, because I think I'm going to quite like how the sweetness of it, aspect of it. But we're
hoping it's a bit sweeter than normal bourbon. Let's get into it. Just before we do, quick look at the bottle for you.
It's a nice looking bottle.
It is a nice looking bottle, and the bottle's actually shaped like a Bourbon biscuit. It's got that square kind of.
Yeah.
Feel like a presenter on the airline now. Would you like to buy this perfume, madam?
You very easily advertised it.
Yeah, they obviously got wind that I like booze and I like biscuits, and I wasn't going to say no, was I? So, I can't remember how much this was. I don't think it was horrifically expensive. I feel like it was about 30 quid.
Maybe 35-ish.
Yeah, maybe with delivery.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're in good whiskey territory, so we're hoping it's good, but it's a bit of a novelty, so let us find out. Right. It has a cork top.
Good start.
Great noise. Well, it's a fake cork top, but actually they last longer, so that's probably a good thing. Ooh, but whiff of that. Try not to touch your nose with it, it's got to go back in the bottle.
It's very vanilla-y.
Yeah, that smells quite sweet. Right, let's get a glug in.
I'm excited.
Quite difficult to pour out of this bottle, it kind of wants to spill. Right. Now, it smells legit. It smells like proper bourbon. It smells sweet.
I'm getting the vanilla.
Yeah, there's heaps of vanilla in there. Bit of cocoa, bit of the chocolate.
Not overly chocolatey.
No, it's just a bit. It's quite smoky actually for a bourbon on the nose. You just put your nose in it again?
No.
Are you lying?
No.
I'm not an expert at tasting anything, but I'm definitely not an expert at tasting whiskey. But it's got it has got a kind of a petrol fuel character about it, which isn't always a bad thing. Some of the best whiskies have that. It's actually gone through the ice in this already. That's just munched through. There's hardly any ice left in this now.
I feel like the first time you sniff it, you get the vanilla and
Yeah.
a little bit of cocoa.
Yeah.
And then the more you sniff it, you get in the petrol.
Yeah, it's becoming almost just bourbon.
Mm.
But I think if we left it for a second and came back to it, then you'd probably start to get. Although it could just be because it's opening up, and you get more of that then as a result. Right. Let's give it a go. Cheers to all you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's give it a go.
That's really nice.
That's sweet, but it's not like JD Honey sweet. It's not got the syrupiness. It's clean.
It just takes the sweetness, kind of takes the kick away.
Yeah, it takes the
really
burn.
Smooth.
I mean, there's a bit of ice in this, so it's not quite. But to be honest, I'll probably finish this and try it without just to see what it's like. But it's got a real.
It's smooth.
The vanilla is there and is legitimate. Mm. It's actually chocolatey in flavour than it is on the nose.
Mm.
Afterwards, the aftertaste, you get quite a lot of chocolate in there. You can hold it in your mouth quite a while. You don't get that burn that you sometimes get when some whiskies kind of, you almost urge to drink very quickly because you start to get a bit of palate burn with them. A bit of alcohol burn on the palate. You don't get that with this. I've got a speck of something in mine, but that's probably from the ice, if I'm totally honest, or a midge has found its way into my glass. But
bit of dog hair?
No, it's not dog hair, it's smaller than that. There is probably some dog hair in here as well, but there's dog hair in everything. It's a nice colour. I'll show you that. It's looking slightly darker on camera, I think, than it is in real life, but it's pretty true to form. That's really enjoyable. I'm not good enough at tasting whiskies to give you kind of a full, proper breakdown of all the character notes that are in there, but it's true to the description and it's nice. It's sweet but not syrupy. It doesn't coat your mouth like JD Honey or anything like that does.
Yeah.
It takes the edge away and it's just smooth. It's really easy drinking. You could drink a lot of that and probably get yourself into quite a lot of trouble. It's time. Let's see how it compares to the real deal. I feel like I probably just opened it wrong. There's a better way to do it, but we're in now. Biscuit made out. Oh, it's a broken one. Sorry. So, Bourbon and the Bourbon Bourbon. So it's a Bourbon Bourbon.
Any more Bourbons?
We could get a bottle of Bourbon off the top shelf and then we'd have Bourbon and Bourbon Bourbon flavoured Bourbon biscuits. That'd be a lot of Bourbon. Right. In a Bourbon glass. Don't forget that bit. Right. As always, Belmont biscuits from Aldi, home run on the Bourbon. That's one of the better Bourbons I've had for a long time. Okay. Is this now going to be jarring afterwards is the question. Okay, that's interesting. Because of how sweet the biscuit is, you do get a bit of that kind of ethanol alcohol shock when you go back to this, but it's nowhere near what you'd expect from any other kind of 40% spirit.
Having just eaten the biscuit, you can't smell the...
No, that just goes back to being pure whiskey.
Vanilla,
it's probably it's a bit. I wouldn't probably recommend eating these side by side and drinking this because you're just going to lose the flavour of that because it's so much stronger in the biscuit. I'm going to eat one more, but would you like another?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm going to put these away. But I didn't eat that and think actually that tastes nothing like what I just drank. No. It's definitely there. That is interesting.
I feel like you've bought something gimmicky, but it's worked.
I like that. Now, who makes it? It's brewed by Atom Labs. Let's have a quick shufty on Google and see if we can get any info about them, because that'd be interesting to see. Atom Labs whiskey. Atombrands.com is the website. It says, our vision, a world in which every single drink is as close to perfect as possible. Kent, Tonbridge, sorry, not Tonbridge. I don't know why Kent's TN9. Yeah, they're in Kent. What else do they do?
That's nice because English whiskey is normally a bit crap.
It is normally a bit underwhelming. They own brands such as Able Falls, Drinks by the Dram, that boutique gin company, that boutique whiskey company, that boutique rum company, the Character of Islay whiskey company, and Darkness, whatever that is. Okay, so, I mean, I feel like they're doing a lot of stuff. I don't necessarily feel like this is a proper craft company in, I don't know, the way this is. This stinks a bit of monopolising, I guess, on different things and some good advertising budget, which is ultimately why I bought it. But actually, it's quite a nice drink, if I'm honest. I probably would buy it again if I'm totally honest. That's yeah. Now it's been a couple of minutes since the biscuit. Those flavours come up. There's more vanilla in this than there is in the biscuits, which is not a bad thing because I think probably the vanilla mashes with the bourbon a bit nicer than the chocolate does. The chocolate's more of an aftertaste thing in this, and that's nice. Just kind of a sweeter, deeper finish. But the vanilla is kind of the predominant extra flavour when you're experiencing it, I think. That's all right, that is. I'm going to have a tiny bit without any ice just to see what happens, but I don't want to drink too much of it. More because I don't want to drink too much, and secondly, I want to savour this because I think it's pretty decent. So make a nice winter warmer.
Yeah.
Bit of this in a hot chocolate.
Oh.
Like, although, is it necessary because you're getting the flavour from the hot chocolate? It might be a waste.
Maybe a bit too much.
But
be nice after a cold dog walk then.
Certainly would. In before someone in the comments says something about a cold dogging session. It's going to happen. It's going to be Slice UK.
Slice, that's not what I
meant. We're on to you. Right. Straight up, it's a bit more intense. Out of the bottle, you get a lot more flavour, I think. As soon as it starts to open up, it starts to let the ethanol and the alcohol, whatever you want to... It's alcohol. Yeah, it starts to let that release. After a while, you can smell it. But when you first get it in the glass, you get a lot more vanilla, kind of... It's more cocoa than chocolate. They're the same kind of thing, but...
So it's infused with actual biscuits?
Yes. There's actual biscuits in here. I mean, you can't see any. It just looks like whiskey, but... It's a little bit more warming straight. And actually, I don't think I'd put ice on this. I think it might be better. Would you like to try a bit without? You get a few more warmer notes, which I think kind of show off the vanilla, in particular the chocolate, quite a lot better when it's not cold.
Yeah, actually, I think I agree with you. I think it is better without
this is one you do not need ice in. Sometimes ice helps release some flavours in this one. I don't think it does. I think it's better straight up. I don't think there's a great deal more to say about this. It's probably good though. I can't even remember where I got it from. I think Masters and Malt.
It's an Amazon.
Amazon.
I bought it here, so it is Amazon.
She bought it near as Amazon. Thank you for buying me that.
I think it was Amazon.
I thought it was Master and Malt. Shall we find out? Let's find out for the good people of the internet who would like to know where to buy this if they're interested. Bourbon Bourbon. I've spelled that entirely wrong, but here we go. Master of Malt, $34.95.
I thought it was about 35 quid, so...
Bourbon Bourbon Spirit is what it's called, but maybe they're not allowed to call it Bourbon because it's not made there. Who knows? But anyway, Bourbon Bourbon on Master of Malt, it's about 35 quid. It's probably worth the price, to be honest. A lot of imported whiskies that used to be around that price that felt very worth it are actually now a lot more expensive. The Slipknot whiskey that I did a while ago, I think when I bought it was 40, 45 quid. I think that's now up to 60 in some places. So a lot of imported stuff's getting more expensive. This isn't imported, which is questionable for a bourbon, but actually, to be honest, it's better than most stuff in the supermarket. And it's definitely got a nice little twist with that kind of chocolate and vanilla profile. So I think that's everything. Any last words?
Cheers.
Cheers everyone. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it if you haven't already subscribed. If you will be so kind, I'll catch you next time. Cheers.